Hi guys.
Can you check the YouTube is live?
Hmm?
Can you check the YouTube?
YouTube. Okay, let
My
me
Facebook
check.
is fine. My YouTube one cannot.
Okay. Okay, hi everyone. Please hold on a while. Okay, we are live. Yes. Hello. Let me just check comments. Hmm. Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to our live session. Okay, so please give me a moment as I cannot see the TikTok screen on my end.
Why is the thing so weird though?
Okay. Animation. Okay.
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 Wait. My YouTube one still doesn't show.
Yeah, I'm unable to see it here as well.
Is this account right?
I think so, yes.
I press JYL Shaw though. Sometimes I go to the other one.
Yeah, this one is this.
But there's no live. Oh. Oh, it goes under playlist. Okay.
Okay, yes, live.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Thank you for the wait. Okay, hello everyone. Are you able to hear me clearly? Let me put the mic nearer. Okay, so today we are actually going to talk about our new product that released recently this year, right? So this is actually our PSLE model responses for oral examinations ebook, right? It's actually from our latest syllabus, which is the 2024, and there is even 4 mock exam questions for the 2025 oral syllabus. Okay, so for those of you who are interested, right, feel free to let me know if you are interested in purchasing this ebook or anything. So, hi parents, welcome to the live. If your child is taking PSLE this year, this live session is for you. Okay, so is your child struggling with oral English? Right, if they are, you are not alone. So many students don't know what to say or they actually panic during oral exams, right? But here is what you can actually get to help your child or support them in their PSLE journey, especially for oral exams where it doesn't really get covered much in school as well. Okay, so we have a PSLE oral model response video and an ebook included in this package over here, right? So there are 10 videos, right, that can teach your child how to talk properly and fluently during the exams without let's say without breaking any or pausing too much, because this video is actually in karaoke style. So these videos will show you how you can speak exactly and answer during the picture and conversation components, right? And you can deliver these messages confidently with a lot of varied vocabulary as well as ideas. So you bring out a set of fresh ideas, especially for students who are struggling with coming up with ideas, right, on how to answer specific questions. So for this ebook, we actually do have a lot of different types of answers for the same question itself. So we are giving your child some variation, right? You can pick like which answer aligns with your personal thoughts better. So it's easier for you to elaborate as well. So yes, right. So common struggles for students. So how many oral practices does a child do in school? Right, so this is some details of our ebook over here. It's currently at running at a price of 49.90 with karaoke style videos that can help the P6 students how to learn and speak fluently and confidently during your PSLE oral exams. Okay, so these are the details of the ebook, right? If we can move on to the next page, you can see that we do have some sample pages to show you, right? They include the content page. We do have an oral vocabulary guide as well for the students who are struggling to find the proper vocabulary words you can put into your answers when you're talking to a teacher, especially when you're nervous, right? You only think of the same words over and over again. And other than this, we do teach students how to use the PEEL structure to answer PSLE oral examination questions. So for the students who are interested in this, right, please take note that this ebook is structured in a way that we'll talk about our points, evidence, evaluation, and link. So how do you answer the question fully without missing any detail is to follow this concept of PEL and you are able to get your proper answer out clearly as well. Right. So if you're also unsure on how to structure your question, structure your answer based on PEL structure, right, you can look at this ebook over here. It will guide you on how you can actually answer the questions fluently. Okay, so let's go on to next slide over here. Right, can you see that this is our 2021 PSLE oral day 1 question? Okay, so if you could choose, what time would you like school to start and end? Right, and why? So what time would you like school to start and end, and why? So for this kind of questions, when your child encounters it in PSLE, some may actually find themselves stuck and they're unsure of what to say, especially for some students who struggle with expressing their thoughts very well, right? So by purchasing the ebook, you can actually learn how to structure your answers for different types of questions. Okay, so you take a look at this PSLE oral question, and have you ever thought about answering a question like this? Okay, so for this question over here is actually something that will be commonly seen or possibly asked during an exam, even though it wouldn't be repeated or exactly the same, right? Some may just be some twisted or they tweak the question a little bit to see whether you are able to answer it within the time given, right? You only have a short amount of time to think about your answer before answering the teacher's questions as well. Okay, so oral exams are actually quite high percentage in terms of the weightage for students. Okay, so usually oral exams are quite overlooked, right? Some people may think that, oh, this oral exam is not very important compared to paper 1 and paper 2. Those are the ones that I have to focus on. But no, actually oral exams hold a pretty high weightage in English exams as well, and we have to focus on getting the highest score as we can, right, for these other segments like listening, oral, before we focus on our compo and paper 2. So for English language, there's a lot of different parts that add up in the percentage weightage. Okay, so if you want full samples of questions like this, you can actually purchase the ebook from our ebook store and find out more, right? We do have example videos from 2023 oral examinations as well. They're available on our YouTube. Okay, so for this kind of question, if you could choose, what time would you like school to start and end, and why? There is no specific correct or wrong answer, right? Students can choose any time they want to start or end the school, and they have to give a logical reasoning by using the PEEL structure. So based on this question over here, it is more opinion based. And how do we answer opinion based question using the PEL structure, right? You can find out more with the ebook. So there are possible answers, variations. For example, you want to start early, you want to start late, right? So for these case, you can ponder about these questions and how you would actually tackle it in real exam situations. So for common student struggles for these question types, right? They have no idea what to say. So their minds will actually go blank. Like they look at the question, then they will think that like, oh, what am I supposed to answer for this? Is there a correct or wrong answer? Right? Then they lose their confidence, they hesitate, and they're unable to articulate their answers properly. So they have no idea what to say, their minds just go blank. Okay, or they actually can give superficial or off-topic answers. For example, they will say that, oh, I would like the school to start in midnight, which is actually quite irrelevant, even though maybe they have a strong reasoning to support it, but that's not what the teachers will be looking for, right? So have to take note and be very careful when you're answering choral questions as well, because students really tend to go off topic. They will actually start talking about maybe non-school activities, and they will link the answers far away from what the question asks. Okay, so some of them also struggle with vocabulary, or they make grammar mistakes that will cost you marks. So some of them are unable to answer the questions in complete sentences. They stutter, they use Singlish, or some students might not even use full English sentences. They may mix in some other mother tongue language, right, which is commonly seen in oral exams as well. Okay, so they can also speak too fast, too soft, or maybe too slow in a monotonous voice. So for primary school, especially oral exams, there is actually a passage for you to read, right? So when you're reading or talking about your answers or your thoughts, you end up not having a varied, expressive voice or tone, which ends up costing you some marks, right? Because there's no energy in speaking. And students would also not be able to expand their ideas. So everything ends within like 1 minute, right? Maybe they will just say that, oh, if I could choose, I would want my school to start at 8 a.m. and end at 2 p.m., something like this. And then why? Because I think it's good. So if they answer this question like this, right, there's no variation in or elaboration in their answer. Where is the PEL? There is only P, right? So the ebook will teach the students how to actually revise for their oral exams confidently. So let's go on to the next slide over here. We do have another example oral question for you to look at, which is the 2021 PSLE Oral Day 2 question. So do you think listening to a talk is an effective way to learn? Why or why not? Okay, so if you see these questions, right, let's talk about how difficult this question will be when you see it in an exam. Some students may find that, oh, this is actually very easy for me to answer because I have a preferred choice. But most of the time, students will actually be very unsure because they would think that there is actually a model answer that is right or wrong. But for oral exams, there is actually no correct or wrong answers. So you have to take note of this, that any answer that you give, as long as you elaborate it properly, right, it is possible that it will be marked very well. Okay, so let's look at the next part over here, which is our new syllabus PSLE oral scoring system. Okay, so you can see from this is taken from SEAB website, right? Oral communication, we do have reading aloud and stimulus-based conversation, which is one passage you will get 15 marks and the photo stimulus you get 25 marks. So total will be 40 marks. Okay, so from previous years, it is actually 30 marks in total for oral exams, so it will be 15% of your overall results. But now, in 2025, oral has increased to 20% overall results, which is a very big change for some of the students, right? 20% means that it is 1 out of 5 of your whole English scores. So if you're able to score as high as you can for oral communication, right, that helps you lighten your workload in a sense for your other segments of English language as well. Right, so for students who actually struggle with speaking or doing oral, this ebook is actually one of the most helpful resources you can find, right? Because they have model answers from actual PSLE questions that were tested in 2024. And we do have 4 mock 2025 syllabus questions because they have changed from posters to photographs from 2024 to 2025. All right. So if you can see over here, from 2025 onwards, it will be one photo stimulus. So the photo stimulus will be a real life photo. It can be a family photo, it can be a photo of an actual place in Singapore, right? And you have to elaborate based on a real picture. So if you're unsure of how or what the picture is actually asking for, right, you can look for hints around to find out. Okay, so let's go on to the next part. Okay, so how many oral exams, oral practices does your child do in school? Is it just during their WAs or SAs? Right, it is not. Okay, sometimes teachers tend to focus more on other segments of English because they have a higher percentage, right? And oral exams are just overlooked. So the students are tested for these oral exams and they are given their scores, and probably that's it. The teacher may not go through how to answer or target these questions properly as well, right? So the only way you can learn is outside of school, right? So yes, so this ebook contains of 10 videos, right, that is in karaoke style. So you can see from this iPad screen in the tablet, you can see that this evidence, and they are speaking in the karaoke style for you to follow so that you won't lose track of your momentum when you are speaking as well. Okay, so this is our sample pages. We do have a content page, a vocabulary guide for students who actually are unsure of what words or special words and phrases you can use for your oral exams as well, right? And using the PEEL method in PSLE oral exams, plus a 2025 syllabus mock PSLE oral exam questions. So using the new syllabus, the photo stimulus, right, you are able to get these mock exam questions. Okay, so now we are actually running this live, so we do have a special promotion that we can offer you. Right, the original price of this product is actually $49.90. Now it will be $44.90 by using a special discount code that you can see. You can use our coupon code Tuesday5 for $5 off. So I'll leave this screen here for a moment. Right, for those of you who are unsure of how to purchase this ebook, you can hit our link in bio. You scroll down and you can see our ebook store. So from there, you can actually head to the ebook store directly and click on the product that you wish to purchase and therefore check out. So before checking out for this product, which is our 2024 PSLE oral ebook, right, remember to use our coupon code Tuesday5 for $5 off. Okay, so this is a special live discount that will only run during the live session as well. So for those of you who wants to purchase it after the live session, you may not be able to get it because the coupon is only applicable during the live session. Okay, so I'll just leave this screen here for a short moment. Alright, so the special price $44.90 is $5 off the usual price. You can actually look at our other products in our ebook store as well. So from our ebook store, we do have other PSLE and O-level resources for your child's practice and revision, especially for those who are worried about how to self-study, right? And you can see this is our original price, $49.90, right, before you apply our Tuesday5 coupon code. So in the content page over here, you can see that we do have the rubrics, oral vocabulary guide, PSLE oral questions, and suggested model responses. You can also use the PEEL method in PSLE oral examinations. 9 important PSLE tips that is included and mock 2025 PSLE oral questions and suggested model answers.
Is it possible to zoom out the slide a bit? Because on the phone it's cut off.
Is it okay?
Yeah. A bit more.
That's the maximum.
Okay, then wait, I adjust.
Yeah, you might have to adjust the.
Yeah, I think we can stick with this for now.
Okay, so yes, and our content page consists of an extra bonus segment, which is our 2023 PSLE oral questions and suggested model responses. So by purchasing this ebook, not only do you get 2023 free oral questions and suggested model responses, you get our 2024 oral questions and suggested model responses along with 2025 mock exam questions. So it's the prediction or just a sample question for you to actually see how these 2025 syllabus will be implemented and how you can actually answer these questions with our new stimulus, which is not posters anymore, it will be photographs. Okay, so those of you who struggle with revising for oral exams or do not know where to get resources from, this is perfect for you. So you can take a look at what's included. We do have PSLE oral exam questions and model answer for 2023, 2024, and 2025. So 3 years in one ebook itself is actually very worth it, right? And you can get a $5 discount if you are purchasing it during the live session with the discount code. So let's look at this parent testimonial on why you should choose Writers at Work as a trusted brand and partner for purchasing this ebook. So looking at this, you can see that Felix has something to say. Right, the teacher at WOW is extremely passionate and dedicated to improving the English standards of our child. To encourage my child into reading, the teacher brought along a few books of different genres to lend my child. We are happy that our child has found the right genre and gained interest in reading. Thank you, Miss Africa. Okay, so this is one of our WOW students' parents' testimonial, right, towards our teachers. So next we do have another parent testimonial. It says that this is the first year that our P6 student, our P6 girl is attending the enrichment class at Writers. Very patient and experienced teacher. My girl has improved in her writing and paper too. So it shows that how our teachers are very dedicated in teaching our students on how they can improve their English and do well in their examinations, right? And next, we do have another parent testimonial, Betty Lim. Right, I highly recommend Writers at Work to those who need help with composition writing. My elder son scored from AL4 in P5 to AL2 for his PSLE results after joining for only 1 year. So you can see that there's actually a 2-grade jump, right? Just from 1 year itself, you are able to improve your English a lot. So another parent says that my kids have shown great improvements in their English language ever since they joined Writers at Work, and I'm glad we have found WOW. Okay, so this is another parent, and now let's look at a video of our teacher. Right, so this teacher will tell us more about why you can choose Writers at Work. Is it lesson time? I'm here. Hello, Gagu.
Can you see on your side?
Yes. Okay, so after seeing what our teacher have said, right, can tell that we do have very trusted teachers that is trusted from our various parents and students, and we do have 9 branches around Singapore. So for those of you who are interested in signing up to Writers at Work as well, you can feel free to comment below and WhatsApp our number at 84049281. Okay, so why choose us? We do have some student testimonials for you to see, right? So this student, Royston, he has said that I have been with Writers at Work for over 5 years now. This is a statement, this is a testament to the caring teachers, innovative curriculum, and engaging lessons. Writers at Work has taught me many examination techniques, scare structure. If I had to only pick one technique, it would be scare, as it is a very useful strategy that I would use to organize my thoughts before presenting my oral responses during my oral examinations. I benefited from the WOW secondary program as I learned and conceptualized many structures aimed at all aspects of the English paper to help me achieve better results. My WOW teacher has also taught me many life values and virtues, molding my character for many years ahead. So this is one of our student testimonial, and now we have another testimonial from a parent. Right, you can see that the child is very happy, right, jumping in the photo over here. Okay, so the parents say that glad we found Writers at Work and able to accommodate both my son's timing. My elder son is P6 this year and had a very tight schedule. Finding a fit to send my both sons to class have always been challenging. Writers at Work is the only place that has a lot of timings to suit my son. I like the materials and find that it's well balanced, unlike most centers that only focus on composition. I find that other papers is equally important. Thank you to the teachers and staff at Writers at Work. Okay, so this is our parent testimonial. And you can see that our teachers do have trainings that they undergo. So here are our teachers featuring some of the faces that some of you students who are familiar with will know them. Okay, so we do have lesson preparation training to equip all our teacher with the skills and knowledge, right, to share with the students as well. So from understanding our curriculum frameworks to incorporating innovative teaching methods, this training equips our WOW teachers with the confidence they need to excel in the classroom. Okay, so all of you who are still hesitating to purchase the ebooks now, I don't see a reason why not, right? So you can buy our ebook today with a discount of $5 if you use our coupon code Tuesday5. You can get $5 off from usual price of $49.90 to $44.90. Okay, you save $5, that's equivalent to maybe 5 drinks. Okay, so yes, use this coupon code. It's only available to during this live session. So for those of you who want to buy your ebook after the live session, unfortunately the coupon code would not be applicable anymore. Right, so remember to use your coupon code now and enjoy your discount of $5. Okay, so if you are interested, right, you can scan this QR code over here. It will direct you to our website to actually explore our ebooks. Okay, you can see all the capybaras around, right, very cute. So you can explore our ebooks via the QR code to actually look at some resources that will be suitable for you. Hi Ozil, welcome to the live, Ozil. It's been a long time since I've seen you as well. Okay, so you can actually purchase this ebook to explore more into PSLE oral, and we do have an O-level oral model responses ebook as well, right? So for students who are studying for O-levels and you're unsure of how to revise your O-level orals, you can actually purchase our O-level oral ebook instead. So not only do we have PSLE oral, we do have O-level oral as well, right? Catered to the needs of primary and secondary level students. The likes changed. Yeah, the likes actually have changed to cute emojis, right? Some is actually quite nice. Heart shape, diamond, What is this? Quite interesting though. Yep. So all of you who are interested, you can explore our ebooks by scanning this QR code over here. Okay, so now let's watch another video of our teacher. Right, so this teacher is actually one of our Writers at Work teachers that has inspired many students, and why you should choose Writers at Work is mainly because of these teachers that help to shape our students and improve their English and make them love English more. Okay, so let's wait a moment. Okay, yes, this is teacher Jacqueline. Okay, yes. So after seeing our teachers, you can tell that these teachers are very passionate and they inspired many of our Writers at Work students to love English and improve in their composition writing as well. Right, so those of you who are here, do you know how many oral practices your child or yourself, right, as a student is doing in school? Right, have you ever thought about this question, right? Whether you are doing a lot of oral practice or maybe to even almost none, right? And just directly go to oral exams without much preparation. And you feel lost sometimes because oral is actually quite difficult for some students who struggle with forming their sentences or structuring their answers. So by purchasing this ebook, it will be very good because we have a structure for PEL for you to learn how to answer your questions with this format. And for secondary school students, right, we do have our SCARE structure along with our PEL structure as well. Okay, so this is our 2024 PSLE Oral Model Responses ebook with 10 videos. So the 10 videos um, from our team is actually catering to the students who are struggling to speak, let's say with a faster pace, especially during exams, and you tend to struggle with your articulation. So for the videos, it will be in karaoke style, right? So after watching the first video, once you can mute the video, you go back to the start and you can repeat by reading just the subtitles on the videos following the karaoke style. Okay, so those of you who are here, yes, thank you for joining our live. Right, do remember to follow us and share the live session if you find that it will be helpful for all your friends or family members. Okay, so this is 49.90. This ebook costs 49.90, and today during the live session, we do have a special discount code for you to enjoy $5 off this product. Okay, you can enjoy $5 off, which is at 44.90 only instead of our usual price of 49.90. So these are some sample pages for you. We do have the content page, the oral vocabulary guide, our 2024-2025, as well as a bonus part of 2023 oral exam questions for you to look at. Okay, so looking at this 2021 PSLE Oral Day 1. Looking at this question, if you could choose, what time would you like school to start and end? Why? Okay, so let's talk about how difficult it will be to answer this question over here. Okay, so what are some common student struggles that you are relatable to when you are doing oral, right? Have you ever encountered any struggles or you are unable to answer a certain question because of a reason that always surfaces and you are unsure of how to, let's say, solve the problem. Okay, so this is a solution that we are offering you, right? So students commonly, some of the normal things that they will tell me is that they are unsure of what to say. Okay, their minds will go blank during oral exams because they're too nervous, palms sweaty, and facing maybe one or even more than one teacher in front of them makes them so nervous they are unable to speak, or they stutter too much that they find that their thoughts will get mixed up and jumbled up, right? And some of them they give superficial or off-topic answers, right? Which means that by answering this question over here, if you could choose what time would you like school to start and end, they may actually talk about what time they want to go home instead of what time they want school to start and end. So these are some common off-topic answers that we want to avoid as much as we can, especially for students who have this habit, right? We can look into how we can break from this habit and focus on the question point only. Okay, so another struggle is that they struggle with vocabulary. So they make grammar mistakes that cause a lot of marks, right? Which is not what we all want, right? We do not want students to actually stutter and they find that they are using the same words, like maybe excited. I'm excited for this constantly, and there's no variation. So it lacks expression and it becomes monotonous and boring. So this can cost the students some marks from their oral examination. So some students also speak too fast, too soft, or in a monotone voice, right? There's no energy and there's no expression in their voices. So for this case, the students over here would actually be unable to answer the question properly or fully because their pacing is off, and this will actually affect their answering structure as well as how they are able to completely, let's say out the answers that they have planned out in their minds. So some of the students actually they are trying their best to revise, but the revision techniques is just not right. So what are some commonly seen revision techniques for oral exams? We do have script memorization, so the students will memorize the script for a certain topic and certain answer. Yes, this takes a lot of effort because there's so many topics that can be tested under the sun, and you're unsure of what topic will actually come out during the actual day itself, right? So some of you memorize like public places, some of you memorize family, some memorize friends. All of these topics you spend so much time memorizing, but on the day itself it will be very robotic, right? When you're speaking based on memory of a script and you're trying to get every word for word. So when the teacher asks for a follow-up question, you will actually be lost, right? Because what you memorized was only from the script and your mind doesn't adapt well to the question or the answer that you have been talking about. So some students also don't know how to expand their ideas, right? Everything ends in 1 or 2 minutes because the answer is so short and they are unable to elaborate expressively and give more real life examples. So in this case, teachers will have to ask for a lot of questions and that may not be very good as well. But if you elaborate too much, that will go out of topic and it may also cost you some marks. So we have to find the perfect balance between speaking too much or speaking too less, right? So by using our structure from this ebook over here, PEL, it helps you with answering the question in a perfect amount of time as well as the length of your answer and how in-depth you would dive into the question. Okay, most importantly, students will also lack confidence. So these students will actually feel that they are not confident in answering the question, so they will look down, they will break eye contact and all of these. So we do have 9 important tips for PSLE oral that you have to take note of, and these are some tips that you can find in the ebook itself, right? We do have several reminders for students who are unsure of what they should take note or look out for, especially during oral exams. Because what we know is that during paper 2, we just have to bring our 2B pencil or maybe we need to bring our proper writing materials to the examination. However, for oral exams, it will be slightly different because oral exams do not require any writing. It's more of just interaction and conversation based examination. So this is actually some of the problems that students face. Okay, so let's go on to the next part over here. This is another example question, right? Do you think that listening to a talk is an effective way to learn? Why or why not, right? So this is also a question that students will actually go blank or is slightly towards a difficult level in the sense that some of you are unable to visualize what do you mean by listening to a talk to learn. Most of the time when you're listening to a talk, you just think that you're sitting there and taking in information, but you are actually learning at the same time, and some of you may not be able to catch that during this question or discussion topic. So by purchasing the ebook itself, there are several types of questions that you can tweak and include different topics even though it's still the same structure or how you can answer the question. Okay, next. So this is our new oral syllabus, right? This is our rubrics for PSLE oral this year. And you can see, taken from SEAB website, our reading aloud component is actually a passage, no change. However, there is some changes in the scoring system. So previous years, like from 2024 and before, it used to be 15% overall, right? For your whole English results, it was 15%, but now in 2025, it has increased to 20% overall for oral exam. So increasing from 15 to 20% means that another part of your English paper would lose the weightage slightly, right, by 5%, but 5% is actually a pretty big difference, especially for AL1 students who are trying to score as high as they can, right? You have to remember that not just your paper 1 and paper 2, even your oral and listening comprehension are equally as important. Okay, so this is just for you to take note of that how you should start revising for your oral exams, even if you think that oral is something that you do not need to look at or revise for. Okay, moving on, this is our content page, right? This is what is included in our ebook. So we do have a content page that consists of all the contents that you can find in this ebook itself. Feel free to take a closer look or take a screenshot if you are interested in this ebook. For P6 students and parents of PSLE students, as well as the P5 kids, right? You can actually purchase this ebook to start your revision early. So PSLE Oral Vocabulary Guide, why using good vocabulary in your oral exam matters. These are some of the important notes and tips you can get from this ebook alone. And it's not something that schools will usually provide with for students. So if you want something extra for your self-study, maybe on the bus, right, you can even read these when you're on the way home, commuting, right, maybe on the car, on the train. So this is how our ebook looks like, right? You can find it from our ebook store. Okay, it's called 2024 PSLE Oral Model Responses by our team. And there are karaoke style videos that can help P6 students to learn how to speak fluently and confidently during their PSLE oral examinations. So over here we do have some sample pages for you to see, right? Content page, oral vocabulary guide, exam questions, as well as some suggested model responses for our different years. So I'll leave this page here for you for a short moment. So we do have a special price going on for this live session. If you use our coupon code Tuesday5, you can get $5 off. However, you have to purchase this product before our live session ends, right, to enjoy the discount of $5. Hey, so Next, let's go on to some parents' testimonials and why you should be choosing us. So Felix has something to say. Right, the teacher at Writers at Work is extremely passionate and dedicated to improving the English standards of our child. To encourage my child into reading, the teacher brought along a few books of different genres to lend my child. We are happy that our child has found the right genre and gained interest in reading. Thank you, Miss Afika. Okay, and next we do have another parent that says that this is the first year that our P6 girl is attending the enrichment class at Writers at Work. Very patient and experienced teachers, my girl has improved in her writing and paper too. So this is another parent testimonial for writers and why you should choose us and our products, right? We are trusted by many parents and students that are with us for even more than 5 years, right? Some of the students join us from primary all the way to their secondary four journey, right, until they complete O levels. So we do have another parent testimony over here. Betsy says that I highly recommend Writers at Work to those who need help with composition writing. My eldest son scored from AL4 in P5 to AL2 for his PSLE results after joining for only 1 year. So you can see that there's a 2 grade jump from Betty's child, right? From AL4 all the way to AL2. That's a very, very big improvement for those of you within a year, right? It might not seem possible, but we will make it possible. So parent testimonial from Venice, it says that my kids have shown great improvement in their English language ever since they joined Writers at Work, and I'm glad that we have found Writers at Work. So this is some of our examples, and next we have our student testimonials from one of our students that has been with Writers for a long time, right? So Royston says that I have been with Writers at Work for over 5 years now. This is a testament to the caring teachers, innovative curriculum, and engaging lessons. Writers at Work has taught me many examination techniques. Scare, if I only had to pick one technique, it would be scared, as it is very careful strategy that I intend to organize my thoughts before presenting my oral responses during my oral examinations. I benefited from the WOW secondary program as I learned and conceptualized many structures aimed at all aspects of the English paper to help me achieve better results. My WOW teacher has also taught me many life virtues, molding my character for many years ahead. So this is from Royston and his testimonial for Writers at Work. Next, we have from Riff, right? So this parent says that I'm glad we found Writers at Work and able to accommodate both my son's timing. My eldest son is P6 this year and had a very tight schedule. Finding a fit to send both my sons to class has always been challenging. So Writers at Work is the only place that has a lot of timings to suit my son. I like the materials and find that it's well balanced, unlike the most centers that only focus on composition. I find that other papers are equally important as well. So thank you to the teachers and staff at Writers at Work. Okay, so this is our teachers and how our teachers are at during lesson preparation training. So it features some of the teachers that maybe some of you may have seen, right? So from understanding curriculum frameworks to incorporating innovative teaching methods, this training equips WOW teachers with the confidence they need to excel in the classroom. Okay, so you can explore our ebooks over here by scanning this QR code. It will direct you to our ebook store. So feel free to use our code Tuesday5 to enjoy $5 off this product of 2024 PSLE O level or PSLE oral ebook. Okay, next let's watch a video, right, which is from a parent or a teacher, right, depending on what the moderator.
After teacher Isabel.
Okay, teacher Isabel. So this video will be from teacher Isabel and her thoughts of Writers at Work. Okay. Okay, do we have any more teachers to feature for this live session?
Teacher Edwin.
Okay, yes. Teacher Edwin. Okay, so after seeing our teachers talk about how they would actually influence or teach the students in the classroom, right, let's go on to seeing our ebook again. So over here, our 2024 PSLE Oral Model Responses ebook consists of karaoke style videos that can help P6 students to learn how to speak fluently and confidently during their oral examinations. So this is an example. You can see that there is a karaoke style and the subtitles are running as you are speaking. So if you want to revise but you're unsure of how you can speak with the same pace, you can refer to this video over here and you can articulate your answers in vivid expressions. So here are some common oral examination issues, right? We can see from this list over here there are lack of ideas, superficial responses, off-topic responses, limited vocabulary, grammatical errors, poor pronunciation or enunciation, and so forth. Okay, there is also lack of fluency, monotone delivery, speaking too fast or too soft, low confidence, memorized answers, and failure to expand ideas. So here is one common oral examination issue. So lack of ideas, right? There is a difficulty generating relevant content or examples. This is very commonly seen in students who are struggling to answer their questions and take a very long time to think about what to say after being asked or prompted a question. So there are superficial responses, answers that are too brief or they lack depth and elaboration. Next, we do have off-topic responses, misinterpreting the question and giving unrelated answers. So if the question asks you about this and you give another answer that is completely irrelevant and off-topic, right? So this is another issue that students will face. There is also limited vocabulary and you over reliance on basic words like good or bad. So you can say it is very good or very bad to do this in public. However, you are able to upgrade and elevate your vocabulary bank to it is um it is a very, let's say, wonderful thing to do or something like this, right? Just varying your vocabulary bank such that you don't use the same words too many times over and over again. Okay, another one is grammatical errors. There's frequent mistakes in tenses, sentence structure, or subject verb agreement, even. So, how to improve your grammar errors? You can actually purchase our 1200 grammar and vocabulary ebook to drill yourselves in grammar rules and questions. Right, so next we have is poor pronunciation or enunciation. So by mispronouncing words or speaking very unclearly, this is one of the common oral examination issue that you will face. Next, lack of fluency. So there's hesitations, long pauses, or overuse of fillers like and So sometimes students will say then they answer the question or they take a very very long pause before they continue their sentences. So that's something that we would like to avoid, especially during oral exams. Next, we have monotone delivery, speaking without variation in tone or expression, right? So this causes the examiners to think that it is lacking of expression and may cost you some marks from your oral examination. Okay, sometimes speaking too fast or too soft will make it difficult for examiners to follow your train of thought as well as hear your words clearly. So if you speak too fast, it may be categorized as mumbling or maybe just trying to get some words hidden or just going across these words too quickly. So yeah, like rapping essentially, and that's something that you also want to avoid during an examination. Low confidence, nervousness leading to a lack of eye contact or unclear speech. So eye contact is actually very important during oral. It shows as a sign of body language of how you sit and how you face the examiners. Memorize answers, rehearse responses that don't sound natural or don't match the question. Sometimes people memorize their answers, and when the question comes out, they will just say whatever they have memorized. However, even though it's irrelevant, right, completely out of topic, they will still find that they are more confident in answering questions that they have rehearsed for rather than thinking of something on the spot itself. Failure to expand ideas, giving correct but underdeveloped answers without examples or opinions. This is memorized. Yes. So there are certain parent struggles that we have talked about. Time constraints, lack of academic knowledge, motivating the child, limited resources, navigating changes in education. So why choose us and why parents choose WOW? We're not just another online seller, we are writers at work, a trusted name in English enrichment. Here is why over 1,000 parents have chosen us. So we have more than 9 branches island-wide. We are an established brand, not just a fly-by-night platform.
This one need to zoom out a bit.
Oh, zoom out.
So,
This is the maximum I can zoom.
okay.
It's okay, I'll read it out.
Okay, that's better.
So over 1,100 ebooks have been sold up to date and counting. So our resources are actually trusted, proven, and recommended by our parents and students. And these model responses are created by our own team, so you are getting the same quality content taught in our centers. Our materials are created by expert curriculum specialists who understand the PSLE formats and know how to help students succeed. We combine academic rigor with creativity, so if your child learns to speak well, will think deeply and score confidently. And why you choose ebook, right? So ebook is actually a very convenient platform you can use to learn. You get instant access, you get flexible and repeatable videos to watch and rewatch anytime, anywhere, right? It is cost effective, so it's only at $49.90, and with a discount code of $5, you can get it at $44.90. So it will be much cheaper than many online courses that sell at a higher price point. You get self-paced learning. You can pause and you can rewind the video and practice at your own speed. There's no pressure in following as a lesson format, right, compared to some online courses. So this is helpful, and lifetime access. So unlike weekly lessons, you can get this ebook bundle and watch the videos again and again. And there will be no clutter, so it will be stored in your device only unless you decide to print it out. But it will be very good for students who like to study on the go as well. So that is all for our live session today, right? So thank you all for joining our live session. Remember to follow us and share our live session with your friends and family as well. So bye bye.